Hi everyone. This is a reading for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. I want you to know I do have a magic love candle that I have burning right now that I made, so that's going to increase the energy. I also have some rose incense over here burning. But the messages that... Oh, dang it, my freaking thing fell off. Okay, the messages that I got are like, basically, the Divine Feminine is tired of the Divine Masculine. They're tired of the Divine Masculine's BS. And I think they left. I think they walked out and left because they were being treated incorrectly. And, the Divine Masculine has been left for a certain period of time sitting there kind of like enjoying, like being like, I didn't need him anyway. And then eventually after this, like a prolonged period of time, they're really feeling your absence and they're like, okay, I thought you would have come back by now. Why aren't you here yet? And it's starting to make them, they're waking up a little. I want to say too that, this Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine reading can be for same-sex couples as well. It's just whoever is embodying the energy of Divine Masculine and whoever is embodying the energy of Divine Feminine within your relationship. And let me say too, there are heterosexual relationships where the man is the feminine energy and the woman is the more masculine energy. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just all about... Your energy has nothing to do with your gender. So, okay. So, yeah, the Divine Masculine is over here, like, he's ready to go, he's ready to move, he's, like, tired of sitting around, and like, I think he had a certain kind of lifestyle, and I think that this Divine Masculine was doing things that, I don't know why I'm assuming the Divine Feminine is watching this, but the Divine Masculine was doing things that the Divine Feminine felt extremely uncomfortable with, and they just weren't about that lifestyle, basically. And so whatever this Divine Masculine was doing they basically were like, I'm not going to stop doing it for you. Like, I like to, like, if it's an addiction, if they have a drug problem, if they have a drinking problem, if they sleep around on you and they cheat on you and you're like, yo, fuck that doesn't work for me. They're like, well, I'm not going to stop. Like, that's basically what the Divine Masculine has been acting like. And finally, and for a while, the Divine Feminine was, like, working with it because the Divine Masculine was a little manipulative. And the Divine Feminine, at times, compromised their morals and, like, their happiness for this person to act wrong, basically. To act against the Divine Feminine's soul path. So the Divine Feminine felt extremely left out in the cold by this, felt extremely hurt and taken advantage of, manipulated it when they did see that this person, this Divine Masculine, wasn't going to change and was like, you don't matter more than my addiction, or you don't matter more than, yeah, basically, I think this person has an addiction of some sort, whether they're a workaholic, sex addict, drug addict. Like, maybe your Divine Masculine worked all the time, never spending time with you, and you were like, look, like, this is something that we need to do for our relationship. We need to work this out. We need to figure out how I can be happy with you doing this, or we need to compromise. And the Divine Masculine was basically like, this is the way it is, so if you don't like it, you can leave. And you were like, whoa, that really fucking hurt my feelings. Really fucking hurt my feelings. Or maybe... they didn't specifically say that, but you were like, I'm leaving, I'm walking out, and they didn't chase you. Like, you thought they were gonna chase you. Shouldn't be smiling though, because I'm starting to feel how painful it was to find out that they didn't actually come after you. I think you thought that they would. I think you thought that if you left, they'd be like, oh crap, and try to get you right back. But they've been doing their bullshit without you, like, fine, I don't need her. It's a pride thing. You're both prideful. But either of you could be a Leo. But anyway, no shade against Leos. They're just prideful lions. And they're like, fine, she wants to leave, let her leave. Well, you've been out here, like, you shed a little bit of dead weight because, like, this is you walking away, walking out. And then you walk straight into the world. You see, oh, like, you're taking this little path and it takes you over here and you're, like, getting some coin along the way. And then you come across literally the world. And you're like, oh, I have this option, this option, this option, this option. Look at all these planets. This is a big, big world, baby. It's a big world. You don't need that person, that divine masculine. You're like, look at all the possibilities. It was like as soon as you shed this dead weight of the divine masculine, all these opportunities started to fall into place and you realize, I don't need that fucking divine masculine. Fuck him. And that was your lesson. Your lesson was to learn, because I feel like you were compromising your worth spending time with this person, even though you'd set boundaries with them that they weren't respecting. And so you were, like, hurting yourself and spending time with them. And when you finally left, it was like you started to get your light back, and you were like, look at all... I also think this is a lot of people who think you're attractive. You got all these suitors, too. Like, people, like, you go out and people are like, oh, wow, like, you're so pretty. Wow, you have such nice hair. Like, I love your style. Like, you just get all these compliments and people are constantly hitting on you and telling you you're attractive. Basically telling you you're physically attractive. Telling you, or you make a new friend and they're like, wow, you're so cool. So it's like all these people who are coming into your proximity now, understand that that's the universe, like, using them as, like, puppets. Like, tell her how cool she is, because she's fucking cool. She needs to hear it, because her fucking divine masculine was acting like she wasn't shit. So then it was like it lowered your self-esteem a bit, and then you were like out on the town, out in the world, and people are like, yo, you're so sick, you're so cool. How do you not have a boyfriend? How do you not have a girlfriend? And you're like, huh, oh yeah, I don't need this dickhead. I don't need them. I'm fucking great. You almost forgot about how fucking great you were. But the hard part of this is, like, you probably knew this divine masculine in another life. And the way I've been thinking about this a lot is, like, yes, we might have a twin flame, but we have many, many soulmates. And I feel like the reason we have so many soulmates is the older your soul is, the more lives it's lived, the more spouses and love connections, the more you've gathered throughout the lifetime. So you meet somebody that you feel like is a soulmate to you, and your souls are in love and your souls connect, but then, like, the person they display as a human in this lifetime is, like, so against what your souls are saying to each other. So when you're on this physical plane and you're looking at this other human being, you're like, you are not of my same vibration as a physical being. Like, you are on another page, your morals are different. You're like, there's a disconnect. Your souls are deeply attached and connected. However, there's a deep disconnect in the physical. Or maybe this person wouldn't get a job and you really wanted them to get a job. I don't know why I just got that, but... So anyway, while you're out doing all this shit and living your life, you're like thinking about, you might be wondering, why am I thinking about this person because I feel like the divine feminine is detached, and as soon as she detached, the divine masculine felt it and was like, oh shit, I gotta get that back because I need them attached to me, I need them dangling by a thread. So... yeah, so you snipped the thread, and you went on your merry way, and you're, like, living your life in the world, but this person pops in your head. Like, certain things remind you of them. There are certain times you want to text them and be like, hey, I just saw this really cool thing, you would have loved it. Because you are connected, so there are certain parts of you that are very similar. Like, you have certain similarities and likes, and then you have, like, extreme, like, huge gaps in other beliefs. Because that's just how your physical is presenting in this lifetime. So yeah, and this is someone you've known in a past life. Like, this is somebody who you've maybe married a million times over in other lives, or dated a million times over in other lives. Like, there's a reason for this. And you gotta think about how common it is. The older the soul you have, it's gonna be so common for you to come across people you feel so deeply connected to, because you have a whole fucking... Think about 100 years, okay? And think about the amount of time a adult person usually spends those years in this lifetime married to another human being. That's a long-ass time. So now you add on hundreds and thousands of fucking lives onto that. That's a lot of emotional human attachment and commitment. So you're going to... The older your soul is, the more people you're going to run into that you're like, whoa. But just because... If somebody is treating you toxic, it doesn't mean, like, just because you connected in another life doesn't mean you need to connect in this life, because your soul paths may be completely different in this life and you don't resonate in the way you used to. But yeah, so that's why you keep thinking of this person. Let me tell you, this person has you on their mind. One minute they're like, oh no, I can't stand her, I'm glad she left. The next minute they're like, oh my god, I need her back. What have I done? I have to get her back. They are whining, they're crying, they're like, ugh, they're wicked defensive right now. Their friends are not, and I don't think their friends are enjoying, like, how they're acting, because I feel like you held them down, and now that you're gone, this person's acting fucking whack. Like, they're treating their friends like shit, their addictions have skyrocketed. Like, this person is becoming a more shit human being since your energies are separate, and that's not to put any responsibility on you. That's just showing you what an energetic vampire they were to you. They were sucking your life force to give them life force and be a better human being. And I feel like you were constantly teaching this person. This person was a student in life to you. Like, you were teaching them about... I feel like you saw them so clearly. You could see right into their soul, and you had this deep knowing about them because you could see yourself in them, and you're more spiritual, and I always assume the people watching these videos are more spiritual than the people they're dealing with. But anyway, you felt them, and that, like, resonated to them. They needed you to feel them and to understand them, because they can't necessarily they can't communicate a lot of their feelings. They can't put words to the things they feel, and they can't recognize the things that hurt them, but you can. Like, you can put words and meaning to these feelings that they're having, because you're so intuitive, and you really see people, and I feel like they feel very seen by you, and then you left, and they were like, well, fuck you, I don't need you anyway. And now it's like nobody sees them, including them. Like, that actually just made me really sad. Like, they can't see who they are, they can't see their wounds, they can't see that they're treating their friends bad, they can't see that they're treating their family bad, they can't see that what they're doing is wrong, because they can't see, because they are an immature spirit that can't look at self and take responsibility. And it's not that they're a bad person, it's that they were literally never taught that. They might have grown up in a household with parents who were addicts, and so this is normal to them. They might have grown up as an only child whose parents just catered to their needs and gave them everything they wanted, because there were no other human beings to take care of. There was just one. So it's like they just weren't taught certain things. I'm also getting that if they did have siblings, they might have been the baby, and we all know how the baby gets treated a little differently with different standards. So yeah, and I feel like you're somebody who's always had to be responsible for yourself, and always chosen to take responsibility for yourself, because that's how you were raised. But not everyone has and don't get me wrong, like, disadvantages come with taking too much responsibility. But at the same time, not everybody has not everyone is lucky enough to be raised in a home that teaches you how to be responsible for yourself as a human being. And unfortunately, those are a lot of the people in society who end up hurting others and inflicting trauma. So when you think of this person, think of them as a small, scared child. I just felt that deep in my solar plexus. Their confidence is very low. And you might be wondering why they haven't contacted you, but it's because they're, like, sick to their stomach with the lack of confidence that they have right now. And it's like, that's why they waver back and forth about whether or not they think you're a good person or a bad person, because they create a lot of their identity through you, and when you are no longer reaching out and when you're taking care of yourself, it's like they have to, like, they've never been taught how to take responsibility. They have to blame somebody, so they're like, I better blame you, it's your fault. Like, because they just can't, they don't know how to take responsibility. They should fucking learn. If they're an adult, it's like, I don't believe that people are responsible for negative things that happened to them as children when they were under the care of adults. And I feel sorry for traumatized children. At the same time, once you become an adult and you are in charge of your own, like, human self and human body, and, like, you are the person in charge of you, you are responsible for your actions from that point on, because now you're the one taking, even though you haven't been properly taught or trained on how to properly take the reins in your life, that's what you're having to do now. So when you're going out and you're seeing the cause and effect of how your actions affect the people around you, and how you affect the universe and things around you, you have to start taking note, and you have to start realizing, oh, well, I thought this was normal, but I guess it's not. Or maybe I'm hurting people's feelings when I'm acting like that. Maybe that's wrong. And you have to seek the appropriate kind of help. If you don't know how to learn, don't know how to learn these things, you have to go to therapy, or you have to go to, like, DBT classes and just learn how to you have to reparent. This person has no idea how to reparent, and I think you were beginning to, like, unbrainwash them and reparent them, and they got serious attitude about it when you decided to leave and were like, I don't need them anyway, and now they see how much they need you, and they're desperately looking for a balance, and they're so defensive, and they can't find it. They can't find balance anywhere in life. Like I said, whatever it was that made you leave, it's like they're doing it a million times harder. Also, they want movement. Like, they don't want to stay in this stagnant space with you of no communication, but their pride is so wounded and their confidence is so low that they don't feel like they can reach out to you. They feel like if they reach out to you, they'll get a negative response. And that's the tea. Just kidding. I wish I didn't just say that. I just hear people fucking say that in videos and shit. And it was just because I was drinking tea. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, your energy together, this person, this divine masculine, is like, they don't know up from down. They're so confused. They think you're out there. Like, they know you're out there living your best life, actually. They were like this, facing each other. They know you're out there living your best life, and they see it. If you're posting, like, nice things that you're doing online, just know that they're looking and they see it, and they're really feeling regretful of their decision to let you walk away. They're wondering what could have been, and they just feel like there's so much hidden. Like, I think you guys were really close, and you connected and talked all the time, and, like, you caught up with each other all the time, and it's like, not only is there so much hidden beneath the surface of your life, like, they know your life goes so much deeper than what you post online. And because they knew you, like, they knew you deeply well for a while, and they just wonder what's going on, because they can see these little pieces above the surface that you're willing to post on the internet. But they miss that day-to-day conversation of keeping up with you, and it's, like, driving them crazy, because I think they realize that, like, now that you're out in the world with all the suitors, like, at any moment somebody could snatch you up and, like, date you, and it makes them nervous. It makes their mind run. It makes them scared, and they're like, yeah. they might be like trying to sleep around to make themselves feel better, and it's making them feel worse. It's making them feel more, like, it's making their confidence lower. It's making them feel shame. It's making them feel bad. Like, they don't feel good about whatever sexual encounters they're getting in outside of your relationship, because they realize the repercussions for their actions, or they just realize that this is not a band-aid and that they have actual emotional issues that they just don't want to look at. But yeah, they wish they were caught up with you in your life. And you're over here, like, hoping for the best for them, but detached from the situation, planting all your seeds and watching them grow, seeing all your opportunities. I feel like you might, I think you're dating people and, like, getting to know people, but you're not letting yourself get too serious, because this divine masculine really did hurt you. So, but you are, like, dating, you are playing the field, you are making a lot of new friends and doing a lot of new things, because you're refinding yourself and heading out in the world. But, yeah, it's like you would never wish negative on them, you hope for the best for them, but at the same time you don't necessarily hope for this relationship to come back into union, because you see how much you do on your own and how good at being independent and alone you are, because I feel like you got scared when you were with them that you wouldn't be okay being alone. But yeah, like I said, you're living your best life and you're just, like, going along this path, and yeah, they're basically watching and not commenting or saying or liking or anything, or reaching out. And so there's a big control issue here. Like, you want control over the way, but, like, if this person tries to come back, you want control over certain stipulations and boundaries that you set to be your best self and have your best life. And this person is just wicked, like, controlling. I'm almost getting, like, bratty. Yeah, because they're stunted. They're stunted from some sort of trauma. They're a little bratty. And, they're acting like they're looking the other way, but they're looking right at you, and they're trying to let go of their control issues to come back, because they really do realize everything that they've lost. But it's almost like a dog coming back with his tail between his legs. Like, the pride is immense. Like, this is Aries, the Emperor. I remember I said they could be a fire sign. But it's like all these masculines in here, like, all these masculine cards, they're freaking, like, masculine. And so it's like that stereotypical, like, need for control and domination over the relationship. I'm also getting that, like, if you guys were having sex, like, nobody can do it like you. They're, like, sad now, because they realize, like, that's another piece of you that they lost. Like, or maybe you never, like, hooked up, but you were gonna, and then it's like, now you're, like, posting all these cute pictures online, or, like, because they fucked up so they didn't get a chance to, like, you took away that option for them to touch your body, and now you're, like, posting cute pictures, and, like, all this shit that you're posting online, they're looking at that like, damn, I could have done that, like, that looks good, that looks like a snack, like, I wish I didn't fuck up. Also, you might be seeing hawks. Hawks are a representation of the divine masculine. Eagles are a representation of the divine feminine. And it's like that, if you see hawks on you, like, if you see hawks around you, that's, like, your indication that this person is watching, like, they're tuning in at that time, like, tuning into your social media, or, like, tuning into the third eye to try and see where you are, what you're doing, just, like, thinking about you. Whenever you see hawks, that divine masculine is thinking of you and thinking about how to approach back. Just seems like the divine masculine has been acting wrong. and the divine feminine has had to come into her strength. But really, if you think about the vibration of the earth and like what society acts like is right for men and what's right for women, and just like the brutalization of the divine feminine energy, it's like no wonder women are treated bad. It's just the vibration on so many levels and so many different aspects of this planet, and it's something we need to heal. And the divine feminine is stepping into her power and choosing to value herself and, choosing to value herself and own her gifts and own her worth. And with that vibration that a human sends off in their one single human life, like, think of it kind of like Horton Hears a Who. Like, if you have all these little pieces sending out the same vibration, like, I'm a divine feminine and I'm not going to put up with the brutalization of women. And even divine masculines deciding that they won't put up with the brutalization of women. Once it's like one frequency goes out, it touches another person, and it's kind of like, if you can picture, like, when, like, if you were to take elevator buttons, I'm seeing it in all these weird different, like, landscapes in my mind. If you were to take elevator buttons and just go, like, whoosh, like, recognize that and how it's like each button, once you click one, it goes up to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, like, really fast moving energy. And then it's like, once they're all, like, once you go all the way up, they're all lit, like, all those energies are lit up and working. And yeah, that's how energy works. If you affect the people around you, and as soon as you decide to respect yourself and take care of yourself, that frequency goes out and out and out, like, not just to humans, but to the universe and, like, to the planet Earth, because she's not, we all know she's not as healthy as she could be. But yeah, too much. I guess I'll take these because they fell out. I was just talking. Yes, there's a change and a shift in energy, a rebirth type of energy, and it's almost like you're vanquishing, like you're knocking down the walls, like here's your opponent, and the fire behind them, the gate behind them, the bricks all behind them, like that's all obstacles. Those are your personal obstacles and barriers as the divine feminine. You're breaking down those barriers, and you're doing it with your soul and with the help of your guides, guardians, ancestors, and angels. You're doing it with magic. You're doing it with love. And you're making a deep change and impact, an incredible vibration across the earth. Yeah, and you're cutting out all the bullshit, like, and these are the guides. They're right behind you, like, hey, we got time right now. We're going to help you with this, this, and this. Like, basically, all you have to do is ask. If you need help, all you have to do is ask, and your guides, guardians, ancestors, and angels will remove all blockage. Will remove. They just corrected me. They will assist you in removing the obstacles and blockages in your path, but you have to do the work too. So if you ask, they will assist you as well. And if you ask them to upgrade your DNA, like your star family, before you go to sleep, they're asking for a glass of water. Leave them a glass of water, because it's thirsty work trying to upgrade a human being's DNA. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. Human spirit runs on water, so leave a glass of water. And don't drink it in the morning. Pour it down the drain or pour it in the grass. But yeah, it's all you have to do is ask. not specifically for the divine feminine in this. The divine masculine is like, actually, no. The divine masculine, you could ask too, you just choose not to. You choose not to be so spiritual. Yeah, okay. Let's get one more for the union. So, like I said before, this person, your souls are connected. We have Mintonkin, longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So the Mintonkin were kind of like fish humanoids that lived on another planet out in the solar system. I think it was a star that they lived on, and it was like a whole water planet. And then eventually other aliens came and wiped out their life and their planet. And there are plenty I wouldn't say plenty, not as many people realize they're Mintonkin. I'm sure there are plenty of Mintonkins, just not a lot of people are awakened to this. However, there are many Mintonkin spirits down here from that life in the loving and light water realm that they were in on that water planet. So I think that you guys definitely were connected in other lives, specifically in a life on another planet with a whole different objective for living. Like when we think about the physical dimension with Earth, a lot of the objectives for living are tangible ways to survive, you know, like working, making money, having a house, like it's all very tangible and it's all very like root chakra survival based. And I feel like you guys lived on a more enlightened planet in another life where the objectives of life were different. I think that you understood the spiritual importance because that was the vibration that your planet was on. Because if the Earth for years was in 3D, like it was in the vibration of three-dimensional. The Earth just shifted its vibration higher to the heart vibration of 5-dimensional. And so dimensions go on and on. I think there's at least 13. So maybe you were in like a 13th dimension or like a 9th dimension, just so much more knowing and so much more connected to true light source. And your objectives, because in that lifetime you were on that vibration, that frequency of that dimension, your soul's connected. And it was love and it was good. In this dimension, this person is like deeply rooted in the physical and either hasn't recognized that you're their soulmate yet, or they refuse to recognize you're their soulmate because they are giving, I don't know, they're just giving you a run for your money and just dragging their feet. They also could be younger than you, so your life lessons you could have already learned a couple of life lessons that they still need to learn. Chronologically younger than you, actually physically younger. But basically what Spirit wants you to know is you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So when this person comes up, just kind of like look at those thoughts objectively, unbiasedly, and then let them like float away like clouds out of your mind. Just like when you think of this human being and you think of like happy times, you think like, oh, that person would love that. Like just observe it and try to stay detached from emotion with it and just let it go. Let go and let God. Give it to God. Give it to Spirit. Just let it out and let it go. And stop overthinking it. Just keep facing your true north. You're already doing it. You're already detaching. You're already doing the right thing. And I feel like the Divine Feminine has this really strong knowing that if this Divine Masculine is appropriate for them in their life, that your paths will cross. And, like, look at her. She just took a really pretty path, like, up this way, all the way, and here she is up at the top in the pink light of love. And it's like, your paths will connect if they're supposed to, and you've let go of your control issues. Now we're just waiting for the Divine Masculine to let go of his control issues. So, yeah! Wow, that was a lot. I hope you liked it. If you like, comment. Thank you so much to everyone who's been commenting. I really appreciate you. It's nice to get some feedback, you know, because I'm out, like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm reading for everyone and no one at the same time. It's like, so it's really nice to get feedback and hear that it's resonating with people out there. Thank you so much, my subscribers. I got some more subscribers. I have 21 human beings subscribed to some shit that I have to say, which is like, it's amazing to me. But thank you so much. And thanks for watching. Like if you feel like it, subscribe if you feel like it, and give me a comment if you feel like it. And I will see you another time, hopefully. Alright, thanks. Bye.